In today's video, we're going to be discussing facilitated diffusion, osmosis, and the sodium-potassium pump. So first, let's start off with explaining and discussing facilitated diffusion. Facilitated diffusion is the passive transport of molecules that are going to move across a membrane, and it requires a channel to diffuse. Since passive transport does not require ATP, it will not use a source of energy. Sodium ions cannot cross the cell membrane by simple diffusion because the positively charged ions do not allow passing through the hydrophobic tails on the inside of a phospholipid bilayer. And next, we're going to explain osmosis. Osmosis is a passive transport where water molecules are going to move from areas that are less concentrated to areas that are more concentrated. It does not require a source of energy or a source of ATP. And we're going to use the example of red blood cells in a hypotonic solution. So in a red blood cell, the salt is unable to leave the cell, so water is going to then move into the cell, which will cause the cell to be swollen and even may burst. You could also look at another example and think about a stain on your clothes, a blood stain or any kind of stain. And when you try to take that stain off with water, it's going to make it worse, not better. And then lastly, we're going to discuss and explain the sodium-potassium pump. The sodium-potassium pump transports sodium and potassium ions within the cell membrane. It's used to stabilize and maintain the balance of ions, and it also helps to maintain blood pressure and control heart contractions. This pump is a very important process. It helps for many processes in the human body, and it's a form of active transport, and it does require ATP and a source of energy. So